Hey, good morning, everybody. It is December 12th, and everybody survived. They're effing survived one of the biggest liquidations events in all of crypto history. With $1.7 billion being liquidated, 500,000 traders. Ooh, losing money. I like my coffee with a little bit of creamer. But what am I trying to give away today as far as what is going on in the market? Ironically, Ethereum just hit 69. It was 969. But anyway, let me turn down some of the music here for the background, and I can get into what has been going on today in crypto. Dun, dun, dun. I have my biggest trade open right now with 344. Let me make myself a little bit bigger. $344,000. I am up about 10 grand right now, and that is not my target, right? Not my target. This would put me at around $30,000 for the month, but that's not quite yet. Any other time, I would say that this would be a take profit zone for me, where it's like, hey, okay, now time to take profit. But because of looking at the chart here, I've got just this traditional trend lines. Okay, so guys, trading is not supposed to be complicated. It is, I want to say the majority of it is psychological. It's emotional based. And a lot of people say you're not supposed to trade with emotions or anything. No, you need to listen to your emotions, because if you don't, you're going to revenge trade. You're going to do all sorts of gnarly stuff. You're not going to be thinking. Sleep is good. Exercise is important. I don't know if we can see. Can I move it all the way over here? Maybe you can't. But I got a bicycle over there, and I also have a treadmill too, because I like doing some Ironmans, because it's important to stay in shape, because healthy mind, healthy body can make the best decisions here. But anyway, back to what I'm saying, because I'm here to teach you guys, is just traditionally on Ethereum, I've got this trend line, just very simply easy to draw. Here, I can redraw it so that everyone knows. Is I'm just looking for the bottoms, right? And if you're going to draw trend lines, it's per everybody, but usually you either take out the wicks or you include the wicks. But here I'm just drawing the trend lines. Okay, that was supposed to be resistance. So yesterday this was resistance, right? We had to punch through this, and now that we punch through this, that is a clear sign that price is more than likely going to take off. Right? Price is more than likely going to take off with new all-time highs. Yeah, right now I'm losing some money. I wouldn't bet against that this coming back down a little bit. So here, let me get a different chart here. So typically what happens, okay, is just like what happened with Bitcoin over here. Is I told everybody that, we had some massive pump. Okay. Then we went way down. Okay. Then this is the bear trap where you're like, oh my God, it's over. Oh my God, it's over. And it comes up here and it makes a lower high. Then boom, tanks, right? And then after that comes back up. Okay. But here, truthfully, it'll go stop around here, then go. Okay. And that is what we're seeing, because traditionally, when you have something like this, here's another trend line. So if I just move this a little bit here, and sometimes it might get stopped here. And there's some coins that when you made this W pattern, because definitely, what does this look like to you? Looks like a W. Okay. These W's are great. You can say that they're double bottoms, right? And usually once you break the neckline, then you take that specific amount and that's your target. Okay. Right. That's what you usually do. And especially on an upward slope, this is a trending market. We had a gnarly support line here that broke down, but these are long wicks. So here I can get rid of my drawing here because I'm trying to teach here, but do we see these long wicks here? Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. These are liquidation wicks. Okay, on Bitcoin, boom, 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 liquidation. Here, let me also get some volume in there, because volume is important to look at, because volume shows you how big this move is going to be, right? So here, look at this guy. That is a lot of volume. Shows that there was lots of pressure here, but not quite as much as these moves over here. Okay, but then what does it tell you on these two moves, especially the second day? Volume was less, meaning that we are being exhausted of the selling pressure here. So this whole move was just a liquidation deal to try to get everybody out, to get everybody that, oh my God, there's euphoria. There's $100,000 Bitcoin. Oh, it's going to go to 200,000 and no. Yes, it will go to 200,000, but there's going to be days of down 14% to 20%. So how do you survive that? You use 5x or less leverage. I've got links in the description with ZoomX and Blowflin. I really like Blowflin because it offers quite a bit more incentives for new traders starting out. But back to the charts and just cleaning out everybody. So here, if I reset this, what we are waiting for is we're waiting for not buying down here, okay, but after the bear trap, buying down here, right? Boom, 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 boom. And, truthfully, on my trades, I made a little bit of front running, right? Because my price target is 3,864 on this. And if I look at Ethereum, right? If I look at what Ethereum did, and I showed this to everybody this morning of what I thought price was going to do. So here, let me zoom in a little bit more so that we can see, and I'll show you exactly here. So look at this liquidation candle. $1.7 billion got liquidated. $500,000 traders were out. But here, let's just draw this, because it's what happened to all my favorites. All the favorites disappeared. That's interesting. Okay. But boom, goes way down. Okay. Bear trap. Think it's over. And then we get those fill, right? Another gnarly liquidation. Then back up, and we're hitting that trend line, right? And here I suspect maybe a little bit of a pullback before we continue to make new all-time highs. Okay, that is what I believe Ethereum is going to do. But just for the sheer fact that we saw, here, where's the geometric shapes? Looking for the circle. Just that we saw a big enough breakout right here, right, shows that this is more than likely going to go to new all-time highs fairly quickly, right? And this is on Ethereum. Okay, if I look, let's look at Solana, and my colors are all jacked up. Okay, let me reload this. There we go. Those are the colors I like to see, right? And truthfully, if you change colors on your charts, red. Here's a quick little tip, is just psychologically, the color red represents pain, and it's not the best for decision makings. So to keep your heart rate down, you may want to adjust your charts to different colors, not just the traditional green and red, because we're so conditioned, because red light, green light, we're so conditioned to be able to make sound decisions. Okay, because that's what trading is. It's psychological. Yes, there's fundamentals involved. Anyone that says that there's not fundamentals are a bunch of horse shit, right? Unless there's just massive euphoria. But usually with euphoria comes massive crashes, because if you guys follow me on X or anything, I said that this last pump the dump was not the end of the market. And traditionally, when everyone is screaming for, oh my God, it's the end of the market, panic, 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 you do the exact opposite, right? Because we do not follow retail. That's dumb money. We want to follow institutional money. We want to follow guys with big, deep pockets. We're not going to beat them, but we can hang on the train. We can, what am I saying? Like hop in the taxi without paying, kind of a thing, and just pretend like nobody sees us, and then hop out before the whole thing crashes and we get caught, right? That's the ideology when it comes to to trading here. So if you looked on X, or if you looked anywhere when you're trying to find stuff, everyone's saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to go to 40,000 and everything is gone, blah, 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 blah. And it made me laugh, like, truthfully, I was nervous, right? But calming back and looking at things, I'm going, this can't be it, because the main reason why it can't be it is you look at institutional inflows. Okay, we look at institutional inflows. Look at this. Okay, boom, boom, boom. All this, right, with $500 million of inflow over the last couple days just on Ethereum, right? And Bitcoin doubles that. When that happens, it is not the end of the market. It's not the end of the market. When you have big guys like BlackRock that are buying I believe it was $5 billion worth of Bitcoin over the last couple days. And we lost 1.7 as far as fake money liquidations. Okay. That is a reason. Markets do not end with record institutional inflows. They end with euphoria, right? So for that reason, let me get back to Solana. Dun, dun, dun. What did I have? Okay. I thought I had Solana. Oh, this is Bitcoin over here. Solana. And I'm really bummed that my trade wasn't working, because I was so bummed. Here, let me look back at some of my stuff here. Where's the funding rate? Where the F is the funding rate? Okay, the funding fee. I want to see the funding fee. Anyway, almost back up to 10,000 here, but the funding rate on Solana was ridiculous. I had a trade open that was 300 Solana, and I was up $3,000, and then it started reversing on me, and I was looking at the funding rate, because the funding rate was 0.14, and I was like, oh my God, I'm spending $300 a day just borrowing 6x my money here. So I ended up getting out, and I ended up paying like $1,000 worth of fees, which was an indication that it was over, that we needed to have that clear reset here. Okay, so here, let me look. This is at the 4 hour. All right. And what did we see down here? What does that look like to everybody? What does that look like to everybody? What does that F look like to everybody? That's a W. Okay, but here, let's just simply draw. We're looking for the lines here, and Solana is getting ready to go parabolic. Okay, we are testing this area. So here, just like I showed you on Bitcoin, what happened with the flush? This was panic. This was, oh my God, everything is going down here. So Solana, okay, because they all pretty much follow, at least the big wigs follow. Okay, so we had this massive tank. Let me change the color to this, because yellow just speaks better. It just speaks more clear. Dun, dun, dun. It had the massive, oh my God. And then we had the bear trap. Oh, things are over with, right? And then we had the stop hunting, the liquidation hunting yet again, right? And then boom, now we're up here. We're testing. Are we going to retrace just a little bit before we break out? Possibly. Then we're going to get to potentially this level, right? Maybe, right? 244, come back down, test what is now new support. Then we can hit up to 260. So there's a few buying opportunities here if you can be patient, because first and foremost, when it comes to trading, all right, it's psychological, because people are motivated by two things: fear and greed. And I'm a big proponent to fear of missing out. I would say I am more scared of missing out than I am being greedy, right? And it took me a while to understand that, because I thought that I was motivated by greed, but turns out it's the fear of missing out. And, what people don't tell you when it comes to trading is how, I want to say, painful it is even to win, right? Because you have a big winner, okay? For instance, here, let's just say I decided to pull out here. This would be a pretty big trade for me for this week, right? 10 grand would be pretty big. And I could be happy about it. Hell yeah, I could be happy about it. Like, I'm not going to be sitting here being like, oh my God, you made 10 grand. No. But the regret steps in, because that could become 15. That could become 20, right? That is the regret, which is painful. And so even when you win, you have pain, right? And that's an emotional construction that you need to come to Jesus with in yourself, is realize that, hey, even when I win, I may not be super happy. Okay, but there's one thing that I want you guys to do is when you do win, okay, when you do win, because you will win, especially if you stay with me, I will teach you guys how to win. Okay, I want you to celebrate that win. I want you to, if it's $100 or what, I want you to be like, oh, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I'm the fucking man. Throw your slong out there. I am the effing man. Okay. Because you need to get those emotions out. Anybody that says that you need to trade with no emotions is a bunch of crap. Because if you don't understand your emotions, you're going to lose lots and lots of money. Right. So get it out. Get it out. And then you can come back and you can be reset. But anyway, let's look back here at Solana. Okay, so Solana, those are my targets for Solana, right? Those are the levels. Here, let's do XRP too, you know, because XRP has just been jumping. Ooh. Okay, so XRP, interesting here. Here, let me get rid of the symmetric triangle. So this is a falling wedge, right? Falling wedges are cool. They usually mean they're usually bullish, right? They're usually bullish. So you usually have a flag, and then you have a falling wedge where its price is making lower highs, right? And you're making a little bit lower lows, which sometimes go against conceptually what you think trading means, but usually you break up to the upside, and then you have the massive target. Okay, and for here, all right, my target is going to be from the start of it, and realistically, this is what I'm looking at. It's not going to happen instantaneous, but that's $4 XRP, right? But what's happening with XRP? XRP is doing the same deal that every other freaking coin has been doing after this massive funding rate flush, okay? Is we tanked. Everybody got super scared. Then we had the bear trap, and then the stop hunting happened, right? Boom. Except for this guy went a little bit lower. Okay. And then is coming back up here, testing the trend line. And this is the last buying opportunity for people before we bust out here. Okay. And truthfully, again, we'll probably hit the 260 mark, then maybe come down, maybe not, get pretty close to retesting new support. Then we get up there, and then we're off to the races. Okay. So we have a couple opportunities for XRP to have buying. All right. The first opportunity of buying was down here, testing the bottom of the support line. The second opportunity, okay, was the stop hunting. And then now the final opportunity is going to be right around breakout here. Once we break out, truthfully, it's more than likely going to be the retest, but I feel pretty comfortable being able to purchase something here and having your stop be a little bit lower here. But here, let me look back at Bitcoin because I can show you, because most coins did this, right? Most coins did this. Tank, bear trap, come back down. But one like XRP, they went further down. And why do they go further down? Well, they went further down because it was, here, let me get rid of that trend line. What they were doing was, this is where a stop loss would be. This is where the smart traders end up putting their stop losses. They're like, okay, it was over with. Boom, boom, boom. Here's my stop loss. Oh, things are good. Things are good. Things are good. And then boom, whiplash all the way down, and it busts right through your stop. Ouch. That one hurts. Because why does it hurt so bad? Because right after you get stopped out, price goes up. Okay. So it's important to be patient, and it's also important to be adding when this happens, right? You've got a couple different opportunities. And that's why, like, I'm a big proponent of low leverage. Okay. I'm not somebody that ever uses above 10x or anything, because it's just too dangerous, right? Price only has to go down by 10% for you to be effing wiped out, right? But if you're using 5 or less leverage, it's okay. But it doesn't mean just because I'm telling you to use 5x doesn't mean just throw everything at it in one go around, right? I like to add into stuff because I could be wrong. Because truthfully, when it comes to trading, again, it's psychological. you are never going to hit the top or you're never going to hit the bottom. For this instance, I had a feeling that this was going to happen. We were going to have the W, right? And again, with these W, we have the neckline, okay? And then the targets usually on these guys are double what the bottom was, all right? But here, that's just simply put here. But again, a lot of coins did this. Some coins like XRP did this. And that goes against, because now you made a lower low and you're thinking, oh, price is going to continue to go down, continue to go down. That's where fundamentals kick in, where you go, okay, what's going on? We've got CPI numbers that came out here. That came out, what was it, yesterday, right? And it was a little high, 0.3 than what was expected, which is good, which means we are going to, in this month, I think next week, we are going to cut interest rates by more than likely 0.25. If we cut it by 0.5%, I'm just going to be off the effing wall, because everything's just going to go through the moon. And why am I saying cutting interest rates is good? Because it's cheap to borrow money. It's cheaper to borrow money. What people don't tell you, okay, this is coming from somebody that I've spent lots of times studying, right? I've got over 200 financial books. I've had my Series 6, Series 7, Series 63. I've had all my financial licenses, which is basically, some of those tests are considered like the bar when it comes to the exams, but not financial advice, because I let them all expire. But I was a financial planner at one point, before I became a Deegan crypto trader and investor, because I just want to help people generally. Okay. But what people don't tell you is guys like Dave Ramsey say, hey, you got to have zero debt. You need to have zero debt, and you have to pay off all your student loans and then your house. And then you are dirt broke and you have no effing money, right? You know what I tell people? I say, make your minimum payments. Get a 30-year mortgage. Don't get a 15-year mortgage. Chances are you're not going to live in that house the rest of your life. Have the payment be as low as humanly possible and invest the difference, right? Act like you have a 15-year mortgage where the mortgage is almost double what it is, and you invest the difference. Ethereum is tanking a little bit right now. But you invest the difference. Same thing with student loans, right? Oh, I'm going to pay off my student loans in 15 years. You are dumb as hell to be doing like double payments, triple payments on your student loans. Pay the effing minimum on those suckers, right? The majority of people statistically never pay off their student loans, never pay off their mortgage, right? But in order to have any sort of a chance at doing that, you need to be smart with your money. You need to leverage your debt. That's what the bigwigs do. That is what, people that have millions and billions of dollars, from the people that I've hung out with that have 10 times more money than me, because a man needs 3 things to be successful in life. They need somebody to teach, they need somebody to compare to, and they need somebody to look up to, right? A mentor, right? Okay. And so if you're the smartest guy in the room, we've all heard it before. You get the fuck out of that room, you find a goddamn different room, right? That's what you need to do. You need to find somebody smarter than you that can teach you, because experience is best when it's not your own, right? Why do you want to try to learn how to invest and make all the dumb mistakes? Or do you want to learn from somebody that knows how to make money and they can prevent you from losing money, right? It's just like, it's hitting one of those on Super Mario Kart. It's hitting one of those mushrooms or something where you have a power up. Why wouldn't you do that? That's just being smart. So big wigs, big people with lots of money, they leverage their debt. They run around with massive amounts of debt, okay? And they borrow money to pay themselves, so they pay less in taxes. They borrow money to invest. But what I'm saying is, for the small consumer, is if you have student loans out there, don't pay them off. Don't make double, triple payments, right? Make the minimum payment, invest the difference. But that's the key point. That's the discipline that people miss. All right. It's easier for people to say, I'm going to make a double payment, auto draft out of my account, right? So if you have $100, hypothetically, student loan payment, I mean, that would be really sweet for most people. You're like, all right, I'm going to get drafted $200, and that's going to be nice. Well, what you need to do, pay the $100, auto draft the 100 back into your Coinbase accounts, Binance account, Robinhood account, M1 account, some sort of stock exchange, and you will do so much better. Because eventually, in the amount of time that it would have taken you to pay off your loans, now you would have 2 to 3 times the amount of money. So now what you can do 15 years from now, pay off your student loans, pay off your house if you'd even like, and still have money left over, right? It baffles me, the ignorance that society teaches everybody with the likes of, you need to just save in your bank account and then pay off everything and have zero debt. God effing A, man. It's such complete horseshit. And sorry about the rant there, okay? But my whole point here is inflation, a little bit high, okay? So we're going to get rate cut. And everyone says it's bad for the stock market. But again, Mark Twain says, if you find yourself on the side of the majority, you should stop and reflect. Same thing what we did 3 days ago when everyone, all the retail guys, you know, are saying, oh, Bitcoin is over with. It's never going to get above 100 again. You know, in like on my Instagram and X, I showed how many shorts were going on. Everyone was shorting. Everyone was shorting. You know, you looked at the heat map when it came to the liquidations on stuff. Oops, let me reset this. Dun, 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 dun. And it was baffling how much shorts were going on. You know, we're all right above at 95,000, 96,000, 97,000. There was millions and millions of dollars here, right? And so how you just simply read one of these things is it's just the bright yellow is the majority of shorts. People are shorting at 102 here, right? I mean, potentially I could see that being a little bit smarter than what it was beforehand, right? And the longs, the guys that are longing, they're having their stops at 99,000. Like, that's just so silly, right? Because truthfully, on Bitcoin, you know, if I'm looking at here, just being logical, right? The stop point is 95,000. Okay, here, let me get visible. This guy is amazing, right? It shows you where the most volume has been traded. It's just a volume, you know, fixed range. And so when you zoom in, it's going to show you different guys where the volume is. Okay, is it going to show me? Boom, 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 right there. Okay, now it's saying 98,000 is the majority of the volume. Oh, moved a little bit. And truthfully, most of the support is down here. So this guy sometimes works. The other one that I usually like the most is fixed range volume, because when you click on this guy, you go from the high to the low. I'm actually going to go to this low, and it's going to give you out here. All right, and now that's saying 99 is where the most volume is, right here. Okay, but if I zoom back out and I move this guy even further down, what is it going to say? Is it going to give me the same number? It is going to give me the same number. So there's lots of resistance right at 99,000, which could turn into support. But truthfully, excuse me, I'd be putting my stops, you know, around, ironically, I'd probably the break of the trend line, which is around the $96,000 mark. This is looking good right now. This is looking good for me, right? But the amount of just sheer ignorance when it comes to retail traders, and I'm not saying that lightly here, okay? Because I'm still a retail trader too. You know, I've got less than $5 million worth of assets. Okay, so I'm not a whale by any means. Okay, but I'm here to give away information for free and teach you guys to make more money than me and be better than me. But in order to do that, you got to be smart. Right? You can't manage to have stuff get whipsawed out because you were 20x, right? I know it's not sexy. It's not sexy. It's really not sexy. You want to see people that post screenshots. You know, I see it all over Twitter, guys that have 500,000 followers or whatnot. And you look at the amount of leverage they're using 40x or something. You're like, okay, cool. You made 100 grand, but I'm pretty sure that your profit and loss is, over $1 million down. Oh, let's watch Link. Okay, here, let me do that. Yeah, because I'm just kind of blabbing to blab here. All right, let me just look at Ethereum real quick. Ethereum is ironically making 3,950 as support, right? And before I get into Link, you know, I just want to show you this because this is actually what I have the majority of my money in, right? I've got 53 grand in this Ethereum trade right now because I'm trading at 6.5 leverage, right? Which is pretty high for me, which is pretty high for me. Okay. But looking at this, you know, I've got a couple lines drawn on here, and truthfully, the next stopping point is, you know, we're getting caught at 4,000 because it's that psychological number, right? The next target, yeah, this is still gosh, that is the 4,100, right? 4,100 is the next one here, but here, let me zoom out to the weekly. Let me give a different look here. Okay, so we have this. TradingView does a little bit better. The exchanges do a pretty good job. But see, I've got better lines up here, right? That's the 48. And then truthfully, this is my target, this guy right here. So let me draw, and this is where I'm trying to get out of this trade. Okay. So now that I did that, let me reset and we can zoom in. Okay. That is my leverage on when I'm trying to get out here. It's pretty close to here, but 4,300, that is where I'm wanting to take the majority of the money, because I see this with this long wick being a stopping point, right? But I do believe that we are going to get above all-time high of, well, at least yearly high of 3,100, right? And it is looking good right now. It is looking good. Bitcoin just hit 102, which is great. I see Bitcoin honestly hitting it again too. But now, ironically, I don't have Link on here, and I believe Link is up like 30% or something. Let's use Coinbase. Okay, so Coinbase, and Link, 17% today. Ooh. Oh, and look at that weekly candle. That is a good weekly candle here. You know, it's kind of a hammer, right? You know, kind of a hammer. Usually hammers at the top of stuff can be something where you need to pay attention to because it could reverse. But again, when we look at fundamentals and technicals, this is good. This is good. So let me zoom in. Ooh, Link is breaking out. I've held on to Link for, God, 3 years, and it has just been just that. It's been difficult. It's been difficult to hold on to this. All right. So $22 is basically the floor now. And let's zoom in, right? Let's zoom in on the 4 hour here, and let's see, did it play the same W pattern that the rest of them did? Okay. Let's zoom in on this guy. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, so let's just draw. I haven't charted Link in quite a while. Yeah, where the hell is my favorites bar? There they are. Favorites. Yeah, it didn't have the same. It did. It had the same W pattern. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Bear trap. Boom. Okay. Let's look here. Stopped and then accelerated. All right. So we've missed the majority of the move on here, right? We've missed the majority of this break. Okay. Because truthfully, this guy actually was going down here. Right. We've missed it. Here's a buying opportunity. Here's another buying opportunity. Boom. There was the last buying opportunity. Now we're hitting support here, which a little bit more risky here, right? We've got the support here. Let's zoom out, because is this literally all-time high of Link over its lifetime? Nope, it is not. Okay. So typically now, here, I'm going to use horizontal lines because they're easier to just chart here. And then let's change this color. We'll make this yellow so that it's easier to see. Boom, boom, boom. We're hitting resistance. And we can see in here, price decided to move a lot in here, right? So truthfully, right, being patient, I kind of want to see a breakout above that before, right? And we're not trying to just penny pinch dollars here, but after a big move of 17, there is a chance that we are going to retest this bottom of $21. So I might miss the move, right? But truthfully, I would say it's best to try to get in down here, right? because now you're on the bottom of support. So now if you're trying to do leverage trade, 2-3x, you could survive a tank back down, dun here. All right, so that's a pretty big, because that's like up at the day's range. Okay, so I'd have to zoom. Let me zoom back in so that we can see a little bit more. But truthfully, we break above this, that next level is going to be around the 33. Okay, around the 33, that's the target. That's a pretty good swing here. So let's zoom in here. Let's say 33 is going to be our target, right? Where are we potentially wanting to get in on this guy? Well, honestly, here, okay, here on the 4, let's just go daily. Daily is a little bit better. What's going on with the daily? Okay, I want to use the 4 hour. If I was to hop in this, I would use the 4 hour. Okay, and this would be my somewhat target, is waiting till around the 20, what is that, 25-ish or so, to load up to then pump through. That was what I would look at. Missed the majority of the move, which is okay, but now let's be patient a little bit and wait. Ironically, Ethereum, a lot of people are going to pump in at 4,000. Right. But, before you add anything to Ethereum, you got to get above this 4,000, which is this guy over here. Right. Perfect line. Boom. It is looking good. I'm already loaded up in my trade. It's up 10 grand now. My target is 43. Right. That's around, I'm really shooting for 42,000, around $30,000 to $40,000 worth of profit for me to take out. That's what I'm looking at. But price is just hovering. It just keeps getting rejected at 40,000. All right. And another one of you guys want me to do a different chart here. AVAX. I have link at, first off, at 500% in profit. Good for you, you SOB. Good for you. And I mean that in a kind way. When I say SOB, I mean it like my bro. Okay. You are a smart SOB. That good for you, buddy. Good effing for you. So you're actually, I'd have to look at my profit, but I think we're pretty close, because I remember I've been holding on to Link since like $4 or something, right? It was actually one of the ones that I did not sell. So, okay, we did Link. What's the one that we're looking at? AVAX. I just recently bought some more AVAX after the rumors of Microsoft and everybody holding on to it. So AVAX, let's use Coinbase. Okay, I like Coinbase. Oh, hey, look. What is that? Why is that one saying 52, and then this one saying 21? Which one? Oh, that's crypto cap, market cap. Yeah, we don't want that one. Okay, we want this one. Okay, 52. It's kind of playing the same thing. All right. So RSI, again, RSI, these indicators. Here, let me move my face so you can see. Actually, you can see it just fine. This is the RSI, right? We can stay overbought for an extended period of time. Literally anything above 50 is bullish, right? Anything above 70, 80, that is oversold. You start thinking like, all right, I'm kind of buying the top here. But when it comes to trading, okay, a lot of people, when it comes to investing, right? You hear this all the time. I'm going to buy low, sell high. Investing, that's not how it works. You buy effing low, you just hold on to it, right? You hold on to it, then you can eventually take loans out on it. You pay 0 in taxes, and you have this nice deal. Ideally, you're making dividends or staking profits. That's how you create generational wealth. When it comes to trading, okay, you buy high, you sell higher. And that's just how it goes, or you sell short and then you sell even lower, kind of a thing. Again, the lunacy when it comes to people that, it's easy. You just buy low, sell high. That's not how it works. Trending markets, you're either buying high, selling higher, right? Okay. So after I said that, let's go here. Because right now, if you're going to buy this, you're going to buy high because it's already pumped quite a bit, because the 52-day range is 17 effing dollars, right? And now we're buying at 52-ish or something, right? We're going to buy high, sell higher. So looking at this on the 4 hour, 4 hours, nice. Oh, and another deal to teach you guys is if you're trading on the 1 hour time frame, that means you're looking at selling within an hour or so. Okay. If you're looking at the 4 hour, your target is around, 8 hours, right? 1 to 2 ratio is kind of what I like to do. Maximum 3x. 4 hour chart, you're going to hold it for 12 hours. Looking at the 1 day, you're probably going to hold it for 3 days or something. Looking at the weekly, could hold it for almost a month, right? Just so you know that's what's important here. It looks like my bandwidth is having a little bit of an issue here, but anyway, okay. It's looking pretty much the same. 4 hour, right? Boom, boom, boom. We've got the big downward movement, okay? Looks like we got the W pattern, and this one did exactly the same thing. Stop hunted people. Didn't stop, boom, got up here. Now it's facing a trend line, right? Now it's facing resistance. Here's resistance. Do I think it's going to bust through? Yes, I do, right? But would I potentially wait for a pullback? I would. So there's two ideas here for this, right? If I was to look at this and try to, hey, do I want to long Avalanche at the moment? Okay. Truthfully, what I would like to see is I would like to see this guy go back down to just under $50 to loading up to then have the breakout. If it breaks out, right, I'm going to wait for a good breakout, potentially above 55, right? So I'm going to lose, but I want to have a daily close above this line. Or here, let's look at the daily. Let's look at the daily. Okay. Yeah. So truthfully, above 55 is when I would buy, or under 50, 45 or something is where I'd buy as well, right? Depending upon where it is going. Okay. But we could honestly see the retest back here again, which would be awful, but could happen down there and then skyrocket back above. I don't perceive that happening with the amount of inflows that's going on in the market right now. Because what is the stock market doing? It's S&P 500, NASDAQ. Are you shitting me? It is 21,000. Damn. That is super bullish right there. Super bullish. Okay, so things are going to be well up till next week for that meeting when it comes to the interest rate. The rate cut, right? Okay, so yeah. That is what I'm looking at here. Bitcoin showed you guys everything. Ethereum showed you my targets. Again, we're having a hard time around the $4,000 range. But once we bust above the $4,000 range, expect that sucker to continue to move, right? 100,000 for Bitcoin is becoming somewhat support on top here. Because here, let me show you this, right? Here, I'll just draw it out here. This is another simple deal. What is that? That's an ascending triangle, right? Ascending triangle. Dun, 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 right? And RSI was somewhat reset. We went down to the 50 again from being oversold, right? And where's the target on Bitcoin? Target on Bitcoin. If we can close yet again above 100,000, hold on to it. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, that guy is sexy. At 113. Truthfully, I would say that 108 or so to there would be a good price target for the short term. Okay, could definitely see that happening. Then price come back down to hit support at the $100,000 range. But we are just on the precipice of turning $100,000 into support, right? And Lewis says that you trade at 32 for now. Okay, awesome, buddy. Awesome, my friend, right? Not saying that this is set in stone, but it could work. Okay, volume on the down was lower, meaning that it was exhausted. Okay, we had the daily candle, which was a spinning top, which is good. Now we're just somewhat hitting resistance and almost turning 100,000 to support. So that is what I'm looking at. And I could just continue to keep talking. Here, look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Here. I want to... No, I don't. The target looks good. Okay. So Bitcoin dominance. We had this trend line here, right? And we broke down. Boom, boom, boom. Now we came back up and tested it. Simple. So psychological. Boom. Come back up, testing that trend line. Now we're going back down. Now we're going back down, right? This is good. This is good for altcoins, meaning that Bitcoin is going to lose some steam, still going to make gains, but it's going to lose some steam for a little bit while alts start skyrocketing. Guys like Link, 17%, XRP that have gone 25% here. Hopefully, pray for me. Ethereum ends up doing a 10x here, or 10% here in the next week or so before Christmas. But that is it. That is looking good. That is looking good for Bitcoin dominance as well. I'm happy with that. But guys, if this was at all helpful, just please give me a like, right? Subscribe. Yeah, my other channel's been doing really well, but finance, I love finance. I want to teach you guys. I want to help you guys make more money than me. So till next time, this is Johnny Crypto. Like I said, here to help you guys make some money.